Hi everyone, welcome to Gig Harbor, Washington, where the anchor all began. We are standing here in front of a net shed, and for those of you who don't know what a net shed is, our town is an old fishing community, and back in the day, the fishermen would come off the water and bring their boats in and bring their nets into these net sheds to be repaired and get equipped and just get a little rest off the water. So we thought, what a great analogy for the anchor where it first began is this place where women of all ages can come to gather and be together and be restored and be encouraged. So we are excited right now to announce that this month we are going to begin to share an anchor moment with you. And an anchor moment is a time in your life when your faith has really been grounded and you've seen God at work for real. And we are thrilled that we are going to be able to share with you stories from women of all kinds of backgrounds and all ages, and our hope and prayer is that you would be encouraged.
Hi, so my anchor moment today is a part of my story of I was in 8th grade and I'd moved around a lot whenever I was younger, but my family, the summer after my 7th grade year, decided to move up to Canada, and it was for like an unknown amount of time. Like, we thought we'd be going back to Kansas afterwards, and it was just supposed to be like a short-term like project for my dad's work. So we went up there, and a couple months went by and we hadn't heard any word of like getting to go back, and I was getting really like uneasy about it all because I was homeschooled at the time because my mom wanted us to be super flexible, just to be able to like go back home at any moment whenever the project would end. And so I didn't really have any friends because we lived in the heart of downtown and there just weren't a ton of people my age. And so I'm like down there, I'm super homesick, and then another 3 months went by, and before I knew it, it had been 9 months, and it was after Christmas, and I was just insanely homesick and just wanted to go back to Kansas.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
My dad actually got news from his company that he got a different position, and so we wouldn't be going back there, and we didn't really know where we would be going next. There was talk about us just staying in Canada, which I really didn't want to do because I didn't love the school options where we were, and I really just wanted to go to high school and have a normal high school experience. And I had a lot of trouble sleeping during that time just because I was super anxious. But one night I went to sleep and I had this dream. It was a dream that I was standing on this dock and I was looking out at this body of water, and all my friends were there, and one by one they started getting on these logs and they would just float away. And I was like waiting my turn to go with them. And then I tried to go and I couldn't, like my feet were stuck on the dock, and one by one all my friends left, and then I was standing there alone, and I like looked around, and then I woke up and I was literally heartbroken. Like, you know when you like miss someone and then you like have a dream about them and you just wake up and there's like that pit in your stomach of like, oh, that wasn't real. And I like went downstairs and I was like crying to my mom about how much I missed my friends and I just wanted to go home.
There's no place like home.
And then a couple more months went by and we ended up moving to Washington. And by this point I was really excited because I'd just been praying so much that God would bring us to the right place and that He would give me a home where I could just belong and just thrive and grow in my faith. During that time in my life, my faith was pretty new to me, so I was super on fire for God and super excited about like the whole concept that like I could pray and He was listening. So I'd been spending a lot of time in prayer and honestly just had a lot of trust in whatever God's next season would be for me in my life. And so we ended up picking out this little town called Gig Harbor, and we literally moved here 3 days before school started my freshman year. And I remember the first day we moved, we went downtown to get dinner at El Pueblito, just the little Mexican restaurant on the water. And after dinner, my sisters were just playing in the little green area, the park over there. And I walked down the like long dock that like goes all the way out into the water. And I walked out to the very end, and I just stood there and my body was like overwhelmed with chills, more than deja vu. In that moment when I was just like, wait, like I've been here before, I've seen this, like I know this view, I know this water, I know these trees, and I hadn't been there before, but it was the dock that was in my dream, and it was just like God in that moment was like rushed over me. Like His faithfulness was just so evident in my life. It still serves me today as something that's so devastating in a specific moment. Like the Bible talks about how God works all things together for the good of those who know Him. And that moment was when I literally saw that to be true in my life. Is this moment that was so sad for me and so hard, as I had this heartbreaking dream at the time, ended up being the biggest testament to God's faithfulness and like why I should trust Him with everything in my life when I saw it play out in real life months later when I would have forgotten about the dream otherwise. And so, yeah. Now I live here in Gig Harbor and God's just used used the last 5 years to answer prayer after prayer of things that I never even would have imagined that would show up in my life.
2021 ASB President Jalen Meyerpeter. I moved to Gig Harbor 2 days before school started my freshman year of high school. And while it can be a really hard thing, it also reminded me of something I really love about moving. It challenges us to redefine our definition of home. I think a lot of times we try and fit the definition of home into a house or a building, but spending the last 4 years in this Gig Harbor community has continued to show me time and time again that home isn't found in a house, and it's not found in a building, and it's not even found in a school. But it's found in the hearts of a community coming together, loving on each other, and leaning on one another, and simply doing life together with the purpose that we're living for something greater than ourselves.